by the way?
Yes, I can.
Okay, that's all I need. That and this. There we go.
Yeah, I can hear that too.
Yay, awesome. So we are going live, and we're live on Instagram. So Nicole
Hi.
Hasell. Wait, let me do it like this. Let's hold on. Okay, you ready? Welcome to the show. Thank you for being back. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm good.
Okay. So I see
thank you.
No, it's epic to have you, man. It's awesome to have you on. And I see the official blue shirt guy is watching, and I'm in a blue shirt. So is he really the official blue shirt guy? Leave your answers in the comments below.
I don't know.
Yeah, what do you say next? He's kind of the
I don't think he wears blue shirts often enough.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to give you one of these. And a big thunderclap. So I got really excited. We've been wanting to get you on, but I know your schedule's hectic. And
yeah, it's been crazy.
So tell us a little bit about that. How has life been? Because if you're not studying to be a vet, you're being a vet and you're vetting.
Yeah, so it's been a bit crazy. I mean, very different from the studying. So I'm in my final year now. So I'm in clinics. I have about 8 months left of clinics, and it's just a completely different world. I am really enjoying the practical work, but I'm on equines at the moment, currently on a 24-hour shift. So it's just a bit, the hours are crazy. I mean, you get back from the 24 and you're like, I'm going to train, but you're man down. So it's different.
So, and I think also, obviously, in terms of your recovery as well, because if you're wanting to push hard.
It's not exactly doable. I've had to change my mindset with training completely. This is my last equine week, so hopefully stuff will start to normalize after that. The rest of this semester at least, it is a bit calmer, I guess I can say. The hours are different. They're not like equines. I've had to cram a lot of my more hectic clinics into a smaller period of time. But as I say that, the studying also has to pick up because I have a final exam coming up. So training has really had to take a back seat, unfortunately. As I said, with the 24-hour shifts, you get 2 hours, which you literally go home, you eat, and then you're back here at the clinic. So you don't have time to train then you quickly go sleep and you try and get in a session in the afternoon. The same with even the day shifts, which run 7 to 7. Most of the gyms close at 9, so it does affect that very much. So like often going to gym straight from the clinic, but then you have to take into account like you do need to shower sometimes. For example, now we have big biosecurity going on here, so you have to shower before you're going out anywhere else. Obviously, if you get anything from the horses, you don't want to take it through to somewhere else. It's very important, but it's touch and go with training.
Sure. Dealing with equines, there's no horsing around.
Yeah.
But I suppose, I mean, something just to touch on that, there is a big responsibility.
Just give me a sec.
Yes.
We can play some background music, so at least we can give Nicole a little bit of privacy.
Can I just take 1 second?
Sure, with pleasure. No
I will
problem.
be back in like 10 minutes.
I don't
Okay,
mind
sorry about that.
1 second or 10 minutes?
Like 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. 5 minutes, no problem.
Okay,
We'll keep it
be
going,
back now. Okay.
and we'll shift camera angles. We'll see you now. No worries. Okay,
Okay,
cool.
bye.
Don't stress. You know, it's just it's such a cool thing chatting now with Nicole. I love that transition that I did. I'm giving myself a round of applause here. All right. So, guys, in the comments, we got the official blue shirt guy saying, only when I compete. Let us have your questions and comments for Nicole while she's busy. I mean, guys, how amazing is that? And I just wanted to give her another big thank you. It's so amazing because she's in the middle of work. She said, I got like a little bit of time before something happens. And now we're like, she's had to run off quickly. She'll be back shortly. I'm keeping an eye on the other camera. I just changed cameras to make it a little bit more comfortable for you guys. We've got training with Nati. What? It's the blue shirt, official blue shirt guys birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Breaking news. You've heard it here first. Let's give us a little bit of a build-up. Wait, which is this one? There we go. Hold the presses. It's the official blue shirt guy's birthday. Nick, why would you bother the people while they're supposed to be working? Because that's what we do when athletes have a moment and they can jump on the stream and come in and chat to us. That's what we love. So, ladies and gentlemen, viewers around the world, it's Friday the 14th of March, and please join me in wishing the blue shirt guy happy birthday. He's 26 years old. That means he's no longer a sub-junior. How's that? That's really cool. Happy birthday, dude. Nutty, thank you, my man, for bringing that to our attention. By the way, Nutty, we need you on the podcast as well to chat to you as well, please. So please just DM us and let us know when you're able to chat. Just before Nicole had to run off, she mentioned obviously like the hours and the pressure. Oh, look, and ladies and gentlemen, Nicole is...
Sorry. I am back. I'm sorry about that.
It's so cool that you're able to like, thank you for the time. Okay, because we were chatting like...
Sorry. Yeah, we just had to quickly adjust some medication.
For the blue shirt guy.
Sorry?
For the blue shirt guy or for anyone? It looks like he's frozen on Instagram. It's apparently his birthday today. Guys, on Instagram...
Yes, it is. Yes.
That's so cool. My video feed on Instagram has frozen. We're still going out live here, which is good. So please drop me a comment if there's a problem there. We're back. Okay, awesome. So let me know, guys. Sorry, we look like we lost the Instagram feed for a second. Yep. Like dealing with horses and animals, it's a very serious thing. Particularly, like you got polo, you got the horse racing, you got breeding. You can't
we don't really see a lot of
invested
the polo
in
and
these
racing.
animals. Okay, but if you carrying, if you taking something out that could make a horse sick, I mean that's a huge...
Hundreds.
Sure. Okay, so phenomenal. All right, so now you got a little bit of news for us. You know, maybe not everybody knows, but the road to SA's 2025. You're coming to Potch. You're going to be competing. Can you tell us a little bit about that decision?
So it was very spur of the moment, exactly like my competition in Northwest, also very spur of the moment. So the Northwest qualifier, I decided to compete like a week before. I wasn't going to compete at all this year, and I've decided to just do essays, but it's more going to be like a for fun thing, just get my body moving, get myself more motivated as well. It's really hard to stay motivated when you're so exhausted all the time from clinics and you also have nothing to train for. So I've decided just to do essays, just to kind of give myself something else to do, you know, something to keep my mind busy outside of clinics and outside of vet school. So it's just definitely going to have to flip my mindset. It's going to have to be let's just go in and have fun and enjoy it. So that is the plan. I have signed up under a higher weight class than normal. I'm in the 63s. Just been struggling with my diet and stuff. I'm not eating as often as I should be, and my metabolism's a bit stuffed currently. I've decided to do it, but as a 63 lifter, so it's going to be a different year, I guess.
So what I'd like to say on that, and firstly, we're very grateful that you're coming and competing. I think it's absolutely epic. And what I wanted to say was the fact that you have all of these challenges, but you're still stepping onto the platform. So what I realized again at SAs, and you know, coaching and live streaming and commentating, it's a great vibe. It's a lot of fun. But when you...
But it's a lot.
It's a lot, but your head's in the game for what you're doing. When I was competing on Saturday, and lifting with the girls was the absolute best. I'm going to beg Heather to be able to do that every
Yeah.
year. It was such a blast, by the way. And it was also very special not to have the heaviest opener. And Olivia lifted heavier than me at each of the attempts, which made me very proud and very chuffed.
It's crazy. Yeah.
It was epic. It was so cool. And
Yeah.
but okay, you've got a question from Blue Shirt Guy. Do you think that you will get that 400 total again?
Not raw, no. If I was doing equip, then hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we
Okay.
will have the privilege to say I have a 400 raw total. At the moment, we're gonna just play around and see what happens, I guess. Equipped this year, unfortunately, I can't go to PE. I am on my pathology rotation, so it's a bit easier to just drive 2 hours to Potch rather than flying.
Yeah.
But yeah, the goal is definitely next year if I can either maybe go back to 57 or stay as 63 and see how high we can get that total. But goal is definitely to break that 400 total. I want higher than that. I was very happy with the 400. I mean, it's a big milestone, but if we can get a 400 kg more than that, would be great.
Absolutely. And we'll ask
Yeah.
official Blue Shirt Guy how it feels working towards that total as well. And
That's a good question.
no, absolutely, that'll be absolutely epic. That'll be very cool. Guys, keep those questions coming. Very good.
Yeah.
A question I have for you, and I don't know if it's something that you consider, because seeing you at comp, and I suppose for me, I was the only one in my division. That's how I could lift with the ladies. I mean, I did an 80, 85, and then I think a 105. Just keeping my shoulders safe. It's been, and you can see like that's that
Yeah,
movement.
that is a
That's there. That's that full range of. Anyway, we'll get that sorted out.
yeah, it's rough.
That's me being an idiot and not doing the rehab I need to do. But here's my question. Do you realize, and this is a question for you, but also for a lot of lifters, do you realize how valuable it is when you're at the comp for the other lifters
It
and for the
is.
community?
Yeah.
Do you know how valuable you are?
Okay, that no. No. I mean, it's always valuable to have other people there, and like it's very different competing against people. Like you have to go in with a different mindset, and because the sport is getting more popular, we have more people competing at the moment, which is great for the sport, and it's actually great for us as lifters when we're on the platform. So having you there and having people at the competition, it increases the vibe, it increases the competitive energy. When you're just there and you're like, well, I'm the only junior in the class. I mean, I had that for a few years. I wasn't competing against anyone, and it really kind of dampens your mindset because you're like, I'm just there, I'm not really competing against anyone. It's just me. So then you have to also flip that mindset completely and say, no, okay, now it's not just me. I have other people I'm competing against, some really good lifters. I mean, as a previous 57, I always entered the open category as well. So I had other people to compete against. And I mean, you're up against lifters such as like Antoinette and Siobhan and Alex. And I mean, they're all very good lifters and they drive you to just that competitive spirit. And we're all in the back there and we're all supporting each other, which is always so great. So, yeah.
I think there's something very special about Potch. And that
Yes.
environment. Can you talk about that a little bit? Like, what do you love about it so much?
So for me personally with Potch, I haven't had great days on the platform that side, unfortunately. But the environment's always great. We do have more people coming to watch. It's very, yeah, it's that community spirit, that local community spirit. Um, the warm-up area is really nice as well. The platform's really nice. So it's just one of those venues where you have more space, you have more breathing space, you have you have your mates there. It's quite local, it's central, so you can have other people there come and watch you, come through to watch you. So yeah, it's always nice competing there. Sun City, I also really enjoy competing there. I feel like that's a really great vibe as well.
Absolutely. Before we went on air, you mentioned something, I believe you used the term FOMO. What are the aspects of FOMO for you? Because when did you sign up? Remind us again.
Like the last day, I think I had like 2 hours before it was closing. I decided,
Yes. Excellent.
yeah,
Oh, that's so cool. So what was the FOMO
yeah.
about? What were you missing out on?
So I'm naturally a very competitive person. Growing up as a gymnast and
Mm,
everything, I've always been a competitive person. All the sports I've been involved in have some aspect of competition. I really struggle with doing stuff just for fun, and it is one of my issues as well. And then I was training, and I mean, your motivation is definitely different when you don't have something to work towards. Um, Obviously this year my motivation has to be on studying. It has to Lots of my effort has to be just finishing this degree.
mm,
But the FOMO aspect of it, like I did come and watch one of the Gauteng days, and I was like, yo, I miss being on the platform. I miss this competition environment and the feeling. And I mean, I always enjoy the Northwest competitions. They're so much more chill than like they just go and they flow like that. So I was like, let me just give it a try, see how it goes. And it
mm.
actually went pretty well, surprisingly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it did go pretty well. And then I decided, I mean, I was thinking about it, and Hank sent me a message, and he was like, listen, Nix, you can sign up. So I was like, okay, let me just take a shot because it is a weekday. I am technically on rotation. So I just took a shot. I asked one of the head of our module, like our module rep,
Mm,
and I said, what is the chances of me taking on extra after hours shifts and doing an extra weekend shift if I can miss this day? And she said, I can. So she gave me the green light. I mean, it will be a harder week for me to just take on some extra shifts, but I don't mind. It's risks. It is
mm,
sacrifices
mm.
I'm willing to make. So then I sat for the whole day on the 12th thinking about it. I was like, what is the value of this? And then I just did it. I was like, then I can't go back. At least I've signed up. I have the option.
Yeah.
So
What,
yeah.
what, two questions. So, first one, what is the
Hmm.
value of it for you? And secondly, as an athlete with a lot of competition experience, is there value in entering a competition that you may not win?
So that's the thing is that it's my first year in opens, and I thought, okay, maybe as a 63 lifter, and as with my training not being
Mm,
on top and everything, I mean, going up against lifters such as Mijan and Daniela, it's going to be a tough competition. They have lifts that I haven't gotten to yet. Maybe if I was just focusing on lifting, I mean, Dani's just finished with her PhD, so she also has studying and stuff in her background. With me being in my final year, it is a bit tougher. I still am in my undergrad degree, so my hours aren't my own. I think just stepping onto that platform and kind of doing a competition for fun, and where I don't really have any expectations. I mean, usually I go out there and I'm like, I need to get these records. I need to. It's my like last year was it was my last year in
mm,
juniors. The goals were always to just clean up the try and get as many junior records as possible. And I feel like that pressure sometimes makes you underperform. I mean, I was pushing for records last year, and I actually had a really poor essays in the scheme of things for raw. My equipped essays was a lot better. It actually went really well. But then I also decided to sign up for Commonwealth, which was 4 weeks after Worlds. And in the hindsight, it probably wasn't my best idea. And the competition went also quite badly. So I feel like for my first year in opens, just having a competition where I don't have many expectations, and just to kind of get my body moving, get on the platform, feel how my lifts are as a higher weight class lifter. And yeah, I feel like it might actually be better in the long run.
you may well
Um,
surprise yourself.
yeah, I mean, I did at Northwest. I did at Northwest, but I definitely am trying to keep my expectations low. I feel like it could go either way. It could actually, like, I could have fun and re-find my fun, like my enjoyment, sorry, for lifting, and just enjoy the competition vibes and being there with Mijan and them. So it could go that way, or it could go the other way. And because my mind is so competitive, I might beat myself up for having a bad competition, which I usually do end up doing. It's what happened at Commonwealth. I went through a patch where I was not enjoying lifting at all, and I really had to try and just reset my mind. So it's also one of the other reasons I did sign up for this comp, because I've been struggling just to keep myself motivated with lifting amongst all of this other stuff in my life at the moment. I feel like just doing a comp for fun will just give me something, something to work towards.
Absolutely. And, we've got a wonderful comment here from the official blue shirt guy. And he says, just go out there and lift for the love of the sport. And
Yeah.
you
That is hopefully the plan. We'll see.
Yeah, you made the point, and you just have fun and reconnect with what it feels like, and try some crazy stuff. If you want to. I don't want to get into trouble with Henk and Laura. Just go out and have fun and have a blast. And we love the energy that you bring to the platform and the whole community. We love you in the comps. We love you in the platform. You're always a pleasure to be around. And never seen you grumpy ever. And you're nice and sweet and lovely. And when you pass Heather, the switch goes on. And when you walk back out there, Heather, and you see Henk or Laura, like you're smiling and you're happy. So
I mean, there's a time for jokes and there's a time to be focused.
Yes.
And I've actually really realized that with me in competitions, I can't go in there with that mindset that this is a competition and I need to be like this. Because then I end up overthinking my lifts and everything kind of becomes a mess. So for me, I've realized that I actually need to sit there, no music, and I just need to be super chilled. It almost needs to be another training day for me.
Yeah.
And that's in competitions that I've prepped for. Worlds with Henk and Laura, I always sit there and it has to be another training day for me. Otherwise, I get my adrenaline too high. I get my expectations through the roof. And it usually ends up going the opposite of how I want it to. I mean, Northwest, we were literally there for training, Sorry, you can hear
I can hear the horses.
Yeah. I just, in my head, I need to really just approach it like it is another training day, because then usually it does end up going well because I manage to keep myself calmer. And if I keep myself calmer, then my lifts go better. I'm not one of those lifters that can scream myself and pretty much like beat myself onto the platform with huge music blasting in my ears. I can't do that. Usually when I do that for a deadlift or something, I end up stuffing up the deadlift because I just overthink the lift. I rush it. Because the adrenaline's high, I end up rushing my steps. I really need to calm down. So that's why I also take long on the platform, which has been pointed out to me. I do take long on the platform, but it's because in my head, I'm trying not to overthink the lift. So if I breathe and basically count in my head, and I have to go through my steps, otherwise I end up rushing the lift and basically skipping a step and not doing the lift correctly. So if anyone is wondering, that is why I do waste my time on the platform. I haven't yet, touch wood, run down the clock. I usually don't pay attention to the clock while I'm going through my steps, but yeah.
I think they'll let you know very soon. And again, you've got that full minute, right? So as long as you're showing up and you're ready, that you're stepping, you don't waste time on the platform. You waste time getting to the platform once they call bar loaded. So if you're there, you're in the hole and bar loaded, and you go out, use the full minute. Don't rush it.
Yeah.
And
but exactly. And a minute's a lot longer than one thinks it is. I mean, when it does run down is usually when they tell you to re-rack and stuff. Then it seems to disappear because then you start going like, oh my gosh. But a minute is a lot longer than
Yeah.
someone thinks it is.
Absolutely, and use it and have fun. And you've got one here
Yeah.
from another one from the official blue shirt guy. YOLO pull 300 kilo deadlift, but only one arm. So I suppose that's a reasonable
That's his
request.
plan.
That's his plan. 300. Yeah. Should we
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
his
that?
plan for the day.
To do a 300,
Yeah.
absolutely. So Stephanie Jones is watching, and we are gonna. I think got Stefan on Monday. More of a compliment than a question. Even though I've never met Nicole, I really admire her. I'm friends with her sister.
Oh, thank you, thank you. That's really sweet.
So,
Yeah, that is very, very sweet. Thank you.
you have a lot of people that look up to you in this sport, and just for, I think, the athlete you are and the person that you are. So I just wanted to remind you of that.
Thank you. Yeah, it is something you forget about. I mean, as I said, like I'm not at Bullies. I go maybe once a week if I can. I'm gonna try and go tomorrow, but as I said, again, I am on a 24-hour shift, so it's gonna be a rough one. So it is really nice to be reminded. I was reminded of that at Gauteng's as well. I mean, I knew a lot more people than I thought I would. I was greeted by so many people and complimented and asked why I wasn't competing. And I mean, it may not seem like it, but it really, like, it doesn't go unheard, and it's so appreciative. Like, you don't hear that here. I mean, I train at a commercial gym. I don't have any powerlifters with me. People often don't understand why I train the way that I do. People go there for fun, and sometimes when I have a bad session, I'm there beating myself up, almost like crying. And people are like, "What is this woman doing?" Like, and the thing is, obviously at Bullies, it's a different environment because everyone's there for the same goal, and no one understands that this side. So it's something. It's, as I said, or as we were talking about before, the environment at a competition or at Bullies, or just even on the platform, or even on Instagram, for example, just hearing from other lifters, and it's always very special. So,
and I think, and we don't realize how valuable our support and telling another lifter what they mean to us and how we feel about them, how valuable that truly is, because we all go through those challenges. And I know, I'm let me say this, I'm blessed by not being an elite lifter, because for me it's all about fun. I was, I got gold at Africa Champs in the bench, because
that's awesome, though.
it was epic. And my one opponent was so injured and tweaked, but he entered all four. So it was like, darn it, I should have done all four. And then I got silver because the guy I was up against from India, I'd seen he did a 185. So I'm like, it's so nice to know I can just muck about at the bottom here and have fun. And it's about having fun. It's about, for me, the powerlifting is the community. And I've never been a competitive athlete, but it's always been fun. And I'm saying this from my side, that I understand the mindset and the pressure, because when you never, in a realistic competition, if you never have a chance to win gold or even podium, it's a great thing. But when you do, that challenge.
Yeah, because then the pressure comes off. That's the thing. I mean, I feel like being raised as a high performance or elite gymnast, and I mean, I was always in that very competitive mindset. I mean, we had our weight checked twice a week. We had our body measurements taken twice a month. We were competing. I had huge mental block issues. I really struggled, but that mindset, like, I'll never regret gymnastics. I will never regret it, because it's built who I am as a person and as an athlete today. But it does mess with your mindset. I mean, hockey as well. Like, hockey's a team environment. It's fun. It's whatever. But in my head, I was always competing for something. I was always like, no, we have to do well because we're here. That's a match. We have to concentrate, you know. And everyone else was like, oh, whatever. It's fun. And I mean, it does take the enjoyment sometimes out of the sport. It does, 100%. Powerlifting as well. I mean, same thing. I definitely had the option. I probably, in hindsight, should have maybe just had fun with the sport, but I can't do that as a person. And as an athlete, I was like, hey, this sport's fun and I can do well. And I decided to compete. And I definitely went head first into competition. My first year lifting, I went to world champs. Um, Again, maybe not. And I mean, I can't say much. Like, I did equipped for the first time last year as well, and I went to world champs again. So, I mean, I did 6 competitions last year, which again was probably not the best idea. But then I can say the same for how I'm approaching this year. I mean, as I said, like today, I had a 24-hour. I finished, actually, it ended up being almost a 30-hour shift when I left yesterday. And then I have another 24 today. So I'm on barely any sleep. And to get into the gym and train is just, it's on another level. It's tough and it's grueling. I mean, it really takes the enjoyment out of it. You just don't want to be there to get yourself there. And then when you're there, it used to be like a thing of when I didn't have motivation to get into the gym, I would get to the gym and I'd love it. I'd be like, I'm here. Now, when you're so tired, sometimes you just want to end the session and go home. So it has been very different on that aspect. That's why, as you said, the support from other people in general. I mean, I got a compliment from someone when I was benching the other day, and they said, "No, you're really strong. It's a really good bench." And for me, that day was actually a really bad bench session. I didn't get my top single that was programmed to me. I was failing so many lifts. I still managed to get the 70 up, but it was super, super slow. It was the slowest it's moved in forever. So it was a really bad bench session for me, but that compliment kind of put it into perspective for me. So it is something that you just have to really kind of flip your mindset and say, okay, if I look at it, my food, my diet's shocking at the moment. As much as I try and stick to it, when you're busy in the hospital, you're maybe eating twice a day, if that, which is really bad. And I'm sleeping minimally. I'm working 24 hours straight. So I just have to kind of put it into perspective for myself as well. Like,
You know, I think,
yeah,
it's an opportunity to learn. And I think what's going to be so great with this
yes,
comp,
definitely.
you're going to learn how to be a little bit kinder to yourself. And
Yeah, it is
in,
something I do have to
yeah, and
learn.
no, 100 in the training for sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then onto the platform as well, because we have a finite amount of mental energy. And if we're giving that mental energy to berating ourselves, right, then we don't have it for
It
the
is a thing
focus.
I do have. Yeah, I struggle with that. I do struggle with that. And I mean, you have to change that mindset. I mean, academically, I'm also not very strong. So a lot of the time I'm sitting here and I mean, I've already started studying for the exam and no one's touched notes. I mean, it is in 8 months' time. Logically, why would you start studying for an exam
No, I
8 months
get that.
before? But I think I have kind of mentally berated myself, as you said, into a point of thinking that I'm not good at academics. I might be good with practical, but academics, I really struggle.
Yeah.
And I've kind of scared myself into studying. So you do have to learn, and it's something that I really have to work on, is to change that mindset.
100%. You know, I had a
Yeah.
show earlier this week with 2 doctors that run a weight loss a health clinic, and talking about Ozempic and the medication out there and being fat,
Oof.
because I was much heavier when I was drinking. And the one doctor said to me, uh, he said what the change for him was, he lost a lot of weight, and when he saw himself in the mirror, he said, "That's not me." And because in our heads, we set and I've been sober for 18 years, and I've never been able to
That's
put
incredible.
it's kind of fun. Thank you. I've been never able to put that into a perspective of, hang on, that's not me, but that is what happened.
Yeah.
In an instant, I shifted from thinking of myself as a drunk to thinking of myself as an alcoholic. And that's what made my sobriety easy. If you think of yourself, if you look in the mirror, Nicole, and you think of yourself as, I'm not an academic, studying is going to be much harder.
Then that's what you are. Yeah.
So you got to think yourself,
Yeah.
you know, and you got to think, you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm going to have the most fun I've ever had at a competition. I'm going to go out, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to laugh with Henk. I'm going to laugh with Laura. I'm going to laugh with the other lifters. I'm going to laugh with Heather. And because you may not have this opportunity again to have a competition that's fun, because there might be
Exactly.
that
I mean,
competition side coming out of it.
yeah, and hopefully I'll get back to properly competing next year. But again, I don't know. I am posted in Mpumalanga, so not many gyms. I've been trying to look. There's a nice gym in Hoedspruit, but I am posted quite far. So again, like, I don't know what's gonna come. I don't know what's gonna happen. But as you say, I mean, this might be my last opportunity to really just do a competition for fun, and to kind of just take that metaphorical weight off my shoulders, and just enjoy it. So we'll see.
You know, if you look at Henk and the love and the passion that he has for the sport, and Laura is also connected
always
and passionate.
so motivating.
But I always see Laura as being slightly more serious, so a little scarier. But no, but Henk is.
She's not scary. She is. But she's awesome.
100%, for sure.
Yeah.
But like, there's that love that Henk has for the sport and for his athletes and for what it's about.
Yeah.
And there's that opportunity to connect with that fun part and have a blog. Because I remember Henk from nearly 20 years ago when we were at Gauteng and I met him for the first time. And I think that was in 1847. So we've been doing this for a while. But yeah, and it was a blast. So I can't wait. I'm very excited for you to have that fun and that chill and knowing you'll probably end up building a gym where you're based and training kids from the local school and empowering girls. And so shout out, Eliko, do you want to build a gym? SBD, do you want to supply equipment?
I can run a gym in Mpumalanga for you. We can build a powerlifting in Mpumalanga.
That's it. Power in Mpumalanga. No, 100%. Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if we do want one, there's lots of people that will be more than willing to train. I'm pretty sure that area is stock full of people. So
and
they just don't have the facilities.
That's it.
So, I mean, if we can build that, would be incredible.
SBD, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
I know we have the fantastic Gary Williams was watching. I hope he's still with us. Gary, you may want to mention that. Do SBD want to help and Eliko want to help build a gym in rural South Africa and empower kids with an amazing athlete?
I feel like building a gym in rural South Africa is something that would help the community so much. I mean, the point of our ComServe here is to give back to the community. And I mean, obviously I will be there. I'm based in Tulamahash, and my position is a very admin-based post. It is a controlled diseased area. So I am basically controlling import-export into the area and stuff like that. But I mean, to be able to give back to the community in other ways would be great as well. And it is a very nice community. I just spent 2 weeks up in Shivugani, and the community is amazing. The people are amazing. The care they have for their animals is also just great to see. And there's so many kids and stuff that are willing to get involved, and just to give them that opportunity would be it would be incredible. I mean, they don't have the resources. I think there's like maybe 2 gyms in Hoedspruit, and again, as I said, it's about 40 minutes out of Tulamahash. So I mean, to give them that opportunity, you probably would see significant results.
Absolutely epic. And I think just on the side, not to put any pressure on you, we'll chat about this at SAs and see if we can make this happen. You know, and it really, even if it's one rig, you know, the bar and some
you don't need a lot. I mean, you see with Nicole Kupasamy, I mean, she's training in her garage and she has a full setup there, but it's more than enough for her. So it's more than a lot of people actually have.
And
I mean,
and Nicole's built 3 gyms in the township area around Cape Town. She's got 3 lifting clubs going in the townships.
That's
there.
amazing.
I mean, it's absolutely epic to see what's happening. So I think, you know, and I think it gives you're going to be there for a year.
Yes. So I am there for a year, but the plan is, if I can, I would love to stay up there. There's unfortunately at the moment, it's a very, very full space with vets. Hoedspruit area has a lot of vets in the area. But if I can, I mean, I love Mpumalanga, I love Limpopo.
It's so beautiful.
They definitely, they are so beautiful. It's near the bush where I do want to end up. So if we can set up a permanent thing there, I mean, I would stick around. It's not an area I'd want to get out of,
100%.
It was it's always been my dream to work in an area like that with, I mean, any animals. I do want to do mixed practice, but I really love wildlife. So yeah.
It's such a great idea. And even if you do have to move after the year, you've got time to train up coaches and develop coaches.
And I'm sure there'd be a lot of people. Yeah, I'm sure there'd be a lot of people more than willing to come in there. And if people are staying in Mpumalanga that do compete with the IPF, with the SAPF, just come through and maybe we can start up a community there. I mean, you don't really have a big powerlifting in Mpumalanga community that are known of, under that. I mean, we always have like huge Gauteng competitions and Western Cape competitions and stuff like that, and Northwest. But if we can maybe start something up there, I mean, that would be great. So I'll be obviously more on the Mpumalanga side, but I am kind of on the border of both Limpopo and Mpumalanga. Okay. So if we could do that, would be great.
It would be absolutely epic. And I think we've got 3 internationals in South Africa over the next 3 years.
Yeah.
And just as a tourist spot, you want to go to Kruger, you want to go to the parks, and you can have a gym. And what I love about our powerlifting community,
it would give you the opportunity.
That they can come in and not only train, but they could run workshops, and they could give back to the kids and the school kids. Maybe bring old gear and old kit and donate it. I was chatting to Craig Coggle yesterday, and how they got equipped going in the UK was all of the Great Britain. Sorry, I hope I'm getting it right. I always get it wrong. The lifters that were involved in equipped were donating their gear to the gyms, to the British.
But see, that would be incredible. And like, if you can kind of just, as you said, I mean, it is a big tourist spot, and I see often when people come down here, they mainly stick to the Pilanesberg. And I mean, Pilanesberg is a beautiful park, as you know. I do a bit of work there. I love it. Absolutely. It has my heart. It really does. And I mean, they mainly go there because we have competitions in Sun City, which is right next to the park. But I mean, if we give them the opportunity, if they do still want to keep their training up, but they want to spend an extra 2 weeks in South Africa touring provinces like Limpopo and Mpumalanga, then at least they have the opportunity to keep their training up if they'd like to. And then maybe they could come and hold these workshops or speak to the community in the area on the fact, like how valuable powerlifting is.
And do all of these absolutely wonderful things. This is the thing. Bring your old gear to South Africa with you, and then give it away to the lifting community.
Be more than willing to love it.
We need, and then you have more space to take back shopping. So
exactly.
So
take it down, and then you have more space.
More space. It's brilliant. So I think this is what we're going to say, guys. We've got a lot of viewers. We're loving it in the audience. Let us tag Eliko, tag SBD in the comments. Let them know what you think about this idea. And I think it's an incredible opportunity to do something amazing with a phenomenal
would be amazing.
Athlete. So it will be awesome. Hey? We could call it powerlifting power in Mpumalanga.
Yeah, we can do that. No, but that would be great. I mean, it would be a dream, because then I can do the 2 things I love in the place that I love.
Okay.
I mean, as I said, I'd love to set up there. And if I can get an opportunity, I'm going to look obviously throughout the year next year. If I can get a work opportunity and a veterinary opportunity up in Mpumalanga or in Hoedspruit area, I would love to stay up there. So yeah, that is the end goal if we can. But we'll see what happens, what life brings.
Make it so. But
Yeah.
thank you. You always
Okay.
give so much. You have almost such wonderful stuff to share. You give so much of yourself. I don't know if you know this, but
Thank
you really do. And it's
you.
always awesome for us to have you on the show and to chat to you. Thank you for your time. Really,
No,
thank
but
you for
thank you
your
so
time.
much for having me.
No,
No, thank you for having me. Yeah, I do. I had the hour, so I was definitely keen to talk. It
thank you.
was
You
great.
could have
Thank
napped.
you. Yeah, true, but technically, if
Uh,
I'm not doing anything, I should be helping.
okay, okay,
So,
good. We heard all of the
no,
horses going, "Where's Nicole?"
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Nick, thank you so much. I'm
Mm.
going to end the stream and then I'll
But
just
thank you
chat to
so
you
much for
quickly
having
after.
me.
It's an
Okay, perfect.
absolute
Awesome.
pleasure. We love it.
Thank
It's a
you.
proper
Thank you.
treat, right? Thank you. Guys, thank you for
Yeah.
joining us. Tag SBD, tag Elico. If you're coming out for Masters, bring some gear. Get in touch with Nicole
Mm.
and let's get something happening in there. This is the opportunity that we have. It can happen very, very quickly and very simply.
Yeah,
Elico,
it
you
would
got a
be
couple of
amazing.
old rigs, even one and a bar and some weights. That's the
Yeah,
reality. And
that would be, it would change a lot of
lives
lives.
here.
Like, it really would.
And we know from a powerlifting point of view, as athletes involved in the sport, it does change lives because it's
It
changed
does.
our
I mean,
lives.
it's changed mine immensely. So it
Epic.
really has.
Love it. I'm very excited
Mm,
about this. All
okay.
right. Give me a sec. I'm going to end the show. Folks, thank you for joining us. I think, let me just do a little bit of advertising here, Nick. So give me one sec. We
Don't stress.
have, oh, geez, coming up at 12 o'clock, Dean Coleman Natal. That's going to be good. So there we go. All right. He'll be up with us at 12. Nicole, thank you again for your time. I'll chat to you now.
Thank you.